Hello everyone, this is Professor MoneyPigTrading. Today is September 11, 2021. We're going to talk about whether this is a bearish September. Is the stock market going to collapse? A lot of people are asking, and a lot of social media discussions, so worth really a quick talk. So if you haven't liked this video, make sure to like it. That'll help our channel tremendously and help your peers to find the video that they're looking for. And also, we actually have a paid Discord community with a decent track record on long-term investment and swing trading and day trading. Feel free to check out on www.moneypigtrading.com. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or MoneyPigTrading. So really quick, we're not registered financial advisors, so please invest at your own risks. And really quick disclaimer, we're currently holding a lot of stock we're going to talk about in this video. Taiwan Semi, TSM, DKNG, DNN, Uranium. You will see in the last slide, I'll mention again. And also, we're currently shorting small cap IWM. So September, a lot of investors may or may not know that there's a pretty prominent seasonality. In the past 7 out of 10 years, between September 17 and October 2nd, on average, SPY drops 1.64%. QQQ is relatively stronger, only quotation mark only, drop on average 1.07%. Small cap, on the other hand, is the weakest, actually on average drop 2.91%. So in this period of time, if you worry, actually a really quick summary is you should consider either shorting IWM and holding your FING, which is probably the most stable stocks, and money really like to park there, right? So it's a really good pair trading. So let's look at the SPY daily chart on the left, which is the current 2021. Right side is 2020. You can see a SPY has been an uptrend for quite some time, since last year, and the same thing back to 2012, 2013, before Federal Reserve raised the interest rate and tapering. We actually have an extensive discussion about the effect of tapering. The video is on the upper right corner, the link. So here we see on Friday closing SPY, NASDAQ, Dow, all flash down, small cap. To SPY right now to the 20-day EMA 445. Right now this 20-day EMA 445 is holding. And since this year, this pink line you would say is the 50-day EMA. And this 50-day EMA always hold a very provide a very strong support. Every time SPY touch this 50-day EMA 441 here, you will just bounce back. As you can see, actually bounce back in the past couple months 3 times. However, September is usually pretty bearish, especially starting around September 15, 17, which is the coming Friday. SPY have the tendency to pull back all the way to early October. And let's look at what happened 2020. So 2020 was a really big uptrend, if you remember. And around October 3rd, SPY started to correct. And actually correct until, and around the quad witching week, it was a little choppy. And starting on quad witching September 17 has a bearish trend and drop all the way to the, you probably cannot see very well, there's a very light 100-day EMA here around 310. And that's around the 3rd week of September, and start to push back up for the 8-day EMA cross and pull back again, and then form the uptrend all the way until right now, right? So that was the story last September. So this 441 is a really key support that we're going to see whether next week it can hold or not. My intuition is it may hold, but we'll have to see because the Federal Reserve FOMC is on September 20th, 21st. If they hint the tapering is coming sooner than expected, then next week, SPY actually might continue to dip down to this 100-day EMA, which is around 429.84. If the level still kind of hold, the last resort is 200-day EMA, which is a 408.3. Personally, I highly doubt will correct all the way down to 408.3 unless the market really panic or there's some other bearish news coming up. But yeah, those are the key levels to watch, at least in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we mentioned the small cap is usually weaker. This is the current small cap chart. You can see right now 4-day, 8-day EMA cross to the downside. We do think in the next 3 weeks, IWM is highly likely going to touch this range low at 211, which is the 100-day EMA support. And small cap has been following this range between this around 211 to 235 since February this year. So I won't be surprised if we touch this lower end. And starting in October, the small cap bullish season coming, then small cap probably will rally and hopefully finally break above this range. We will see. And while the IWM, we are right now bearish on it for the next 3 to 4 weeks. The biggest holding of IWM, which is about 0.8% of IWM, is AMC. A lot of social media discussion right now is forming a bull flag, trying to break up. We'll see this bull flag can break out. The key resistance is 52.89. Right now, if it gets rejected, it might pull back together with the market potentially in the next 2 to 3 weeks, forming a cup and handle and start to push back up again into December, in October, November. So what are the other factors we should look at in the next 2 to 3 weeks? Why the market potentially are so weak? One thing a lot of people haven't noticed is there's way too many IPOs in this year. You can see the number of IPO from the website down below. It's actually 722, and the numbers continue to grow right now. A lot of companies, they just cannot make money. They don't have good prospect, but they need money, so they just raise regardless. Investment bankers, they need to make money from those ridiculously profitable IPOs, so they don't care. But when there's so many IPOs, this draw a lot of capitals from the market. And next week, we're actually 7 to 8 coming, and that potentially can make the market weaker because a lot of capitals will have to inject into those IPO names. So that's one thing you have to be aware of. And on the positive side, like we mentioned in the last video, why tapering is still bullish for the market. We see the red line is the earning per share for the stock market. It's continuing to increase together with the S&P 500 stock price. So we think the market actually has a really good fundamental support. And also whether US COVID numbers are peaking or not right now, it looks like on the left side is the US daily new cases. On the right side is the daily deaths for US. You can see first, this one right now is peaking the 7-day average. But whether this is real peaking, we'll have to see, because like last November, actually it wasn't peaking until January, even though there was some dip, but the other peak just come right after the other because it's a winter in the North Hemisphere. And the death is way lower than before. Of course, we want them to be 0. But the dropping number on the 7-day average is suggesting that the COVID-19 vaccine actually helped reducing the severe cases of COVID, right? So, and the death. So this vaccine is definitely working, booster shot coming, and potentially at the end of this year, we'll have orally available drug from Pfizer, Merck against COVID-19. But the problems, we have COVID variants coming. So that's a really big unknown factor right now. The other thing we have to watch is the Federal Reserve decision, right? We mentioned in the last video, the red line is how much money they put in the market. If they're going to taper really fast, then yeah, the market is going to be hit pretty badly. But based on the last 2013 tapering, right, it really didn't taper much. So the stock market actually continued to rally until the end of 2013. Until 2014, after the tapering decision being announced and being effective at the end of 2013. So yeah, we just have to watch what Federal Reserve wants to do. So what you might want to do in the next 2 to 3 weeks, first, of course, hold more cash. Just sit on the sideline, hold your long-term positions. If you're doing swing trading, make sure reduce size, holding more cash. If you cannot, hold your impulsiveness and, maybe just wire the cash out of your trading account, so just in case you overtrade, right? And also wait for Fed FOMC next week. Like what we do, the third one, we're shorting IWM because we're betting it down, and also kind of providing hedging for our portfolio as well. And also focus on a lot of high quality stocks that basically all these names we're currently holding them. And just a disclaimer, and a lot of them have really bullish trends, and we have been introduced them, most of them, in our YouTube videos. From semiconductor, Taiwan Semi, sport betting, DKNG, and also work management. We actually mentioned in social media, Twitter and Facebook, but didn't have time to make us a YouTube video. On Friday, I actually break all-time high to 100 because their founder, who is also a Facebook co-founder, is buying the stock in itself as an insider buying. and their revenues continue to grow exponentially. Is a work management industry, ASAN, and this whole sector is actually breaking out. And if you look at CRM, you've got Monday.com, everything just push up right now. And of course, Team, the ticker name TEAM, Adolescent, is also breaking out as well. And the COVID biotech, we are really bullish on BNTX and Pfizer. I still think there are more upside. Any pullback is probably a good buying opportunity. Mega cap FANG, you know the story. The shipping stock we mentioned about ZIM. In the future, we're going to introduce about GSL. And the last Friday, the Apple news about app developers can use their own payment on Apple Store. So a lot of app developers going to benefit from it. Match.com, MTCH. And a lot of mobile game developers, Zynga, ZNGA, SKLZ, and of course you can say Roblox, RBLX, and the dating app, Bumble, BMBL. It's the same as Match.com is about a dating app. And also Match.com is going to be included into the S&P 500 on September 20th, so actually could potentially have more upside here and break the all-time high 274. And the uranium name, we're going to make a video to discuss about it. Basically has breakout right now because a lot of fundamental changes will be interesting to watch. Currently, we're alone in DNN. A lot of people are asking about Taiwan Semi. It's a really quick update. If you're looking at right now, it's trying to break out, and because of the whole market pullback, is holding the EMS support at 123 area. Last year, around September 17 is the dividends. So you will probably see some spike into the X dividends and pullback, like we see on the SPY chart. And then it's not going to pull back too much because the semiconductor demand is so strong. And actually a buy into the earnings last year, a little pullback, profit taking after the earnings, and you know the story, huge breakout into January this year, 2021. So we're expecting very similar pattern. Probably this week, the X dividends is the same, September 17, a little push up to there, a little pullback X dividends, and then buy into earnings, and a little profit taking again, and push up again. So yeah, we'll have to see those high quality stocks will be affected by the market or not, but pretty much we're pretty confident on those high quality stocks. So just want to highlight, we have a member account who joined our Discord swing trading community. After 1 month, his account actually grew 540%, which is pretty decent. And we also have a really decent long-term investment program. So far this year, 54 trades, on average 21% return with a winning rate 75%. So if you're interested in our Discord community, make sure to check out on www.moneypigtrading.com. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, again, MoneyPigTrading. Feel free to follow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.